Saat ini, Anda sedang mendengarkan Radio Era Baru. Green Radio Line, Beyond the Limit.
Hi kid, I'm really want to say thank you for your time and giving us a chance to talk to you in person. And yeah, today we will air our interview in Green Radio Live YouTube channel and also our website. And for today, our theme will be youth participation and environment issues. And before that, maybe you want to introduce yourself for our listener.
Of course. First of all, I must tell you thank you as well for inviting me for this opportunity. So my name is Kate. I'm 21 years old. I was born in Italy and I spent 19 years of my life in Italy. 2 years ago, I decided to move to the Netherlands and follow a university, which I followed the program of environmental science for sustainable energy and technologies. I study in Evans University. It's located in Breda. It's a small town in the Netherlands. And there is a very international environment over there. Everybody speaks in English, and it's very enjoyable as well. I'm using my bike every day to reach school. Yes, and Evans University offer different programs. So there are bachelors of economics, healthcare, education, law, arts. As I told you before, I follow the course of environmental science. And this is a bachelor degree of 4 years, which is entirely taught in English. And this is my last year of university. So if everything goes well, I will graduate next year. What can I tell you about the university? About my program in specific. So every year, each year is divided in 4 quarters. Each quarter is long 10 weeks. And during these 10 weeks, we develop different projects on different topics. For example, a project that I very enjoyed was about energy feasibility. So our university asked us to investigate which kind of energy measures we could incorporate in a building, which are the more sustainable. And along these projects, we have lectures on topics on environmental topics. We also have lots of trainings. For example, with geographical data, there are our teachers who train us how to use innovative technologies to monitor environmental issues. And we also do a lots of lab works and research. So it is a very interactive course. I really enjoy my study. I really like it. Yes. What else I can say? So this is my last year, as I told you already. And last year I spent 5 months in Indonesia for my internship. I was in Pekanbaru, and the topic of research was about waste management. And right now I'm doing my minor on extreme events and disaster management.
Cool.
Yes, so this is an introduction of my study and myself.
Okay. Great,
I hope.
amazing.
And
And
maybe
maybe
you
I
will
will
introduce
introduce
Green
Great
Radio
Radio
Line
Line
itself
itself
to
to
you.
you.
So we
So we
are
are
a
a
media
media
that
that
concerns
concerns
about
about
nature,
nature's
environment,
environment,
forestry,
forestry,
climate
climate
justice,
justice,
eco
eco
lifestyle,
lifestyle,
and
and
etc.
etc.
And
And
also
also our
interview
interview
today
today
will
will
be
be
aired
aired
in
in
the
the
Bukita
Bukita
or
or
our
our
Earth program
program
that
that
we
we hosted for
by
by
me. I mean, and then we know that we have a lot of pandemic today, like the COVID-19. It's going all over the world. And can you tell us how about the situations in Italy right now or in Netherlands, which you study there?
Yes, right now the situation is we have seen like during the summer the situation was slightly improving because we had many restrictions. For example, when going to the supermarket, it is necessary to wear a face mask, and there is always a security distance of 1 meter between every person. So the situation during the summer was slightly better, and I heard the news that nowadays the cases are rising again. Fortunately, not like before, thanks also to these restrictions. But in Italy, I must tell you that the situation was very bad before the summer. We have seen every day lots of deaths and positive cases. In the Netherlands was a little bit not so strong. In fact, there were no many restrictions. We were allowed to go out. In Italy, there was a quarantine for 2 months where people were like segregated at home. They could go out only to go to the supermarket with the dog only 2 meters away from home. So it was a very critical situation in Italy, yes.
Okay.
And how about in Indonesia?
So in Indonesia itself, we still doing some lockdown, not a lockdown, like a new normal. Like it's also like what you said in Italy. So we have to keep the distance and also wear masks every day you are going. And there's also the regulations that we can go to our city because to not to make the spreading is not going to be higher and etc. And yeah, that's was Indonesia's. Yeah, and how about your school? Is that you're going to like doing like online class or something like that? Because now you're in Italy, right?
Yes, right now I'm in Italy. I'm staying with my family, and yes, since the corona outbreaks, we started online lessons. So we use the app Microsoft Teams, and we have a calendar where every day there are the lesson schedule and you can join the meeting. We also have meetings with our group, so the four of us, where as I told you, we develop those projects.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different compared to the previous years,
Right.
but it's still going good.
Okay, great, amazing. And about our theme and why we are inviting you as our speaker today. So the young people are constitute a large of number in the part of the world populations right now. So particularly it's vulnerable to environment risks. Also, the consequences of our current environment decisions will affect to our young generations, right? And then that's why the reason I chose you as our speaker today as a young generations, like, and also concerns about environment issues because you're a student of environment also. And maybe can you tell me why you are choosing environment science in your college and your university? And yeah, please.
Yes, this is a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
So since I was small, I have a strong how can I say, connection with the nature.
Mm-hmm.
Um, since I was small, I was going with my parents for walks in the mountains, in the river, exploring the nature around. Um, and I noticed that um, human action sometimes can
Mm-hmm.
disrupt the nature.
Right.
So I saw it mostly in my country, in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
especially in Rome, where I was going for those walks, and I was seeing waste everywhere, um, and this when I was young immediately impacted my, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to express that, but I choose to study environmental science because I think that we only have one planet,
Mm-hmm.
and this is our home. I don't think that we would like to live in a dirty home.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm doing this, yeah, I'm doing this to have a pleasant world for ourselves and the future generation as well,
Mm-hmm.
where we can enjoy the nature, a dirty and pleasant, a clean and pleasant nature.
Great, amazing. That's really amazing. And you are originally from the Italy, right? And you study in Netherlands, and also you can speak in English. So you are have like a three language that you are really good with. Is that right?
Well, yes, I speak Italian and English very well, but I must tell you that my studies are entirely in English, so
Okay.
I I'm not able to speak Dutch very well.
Okay.
Also in the town where I live,
Mm-hmm.
I already told you, um, everywhere you go, people can speak in English there because it's a international environment. So there are students from every part of the world, but especially also the Netherlands. Every Dutch person can speak in English.
Amazing.
So yeah,
Okay, great.
I'm still learning Dutch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, amazing. And
Yes.
about what do you think about the environment educations itself? Do people really, like get a good educations about the environment and how is the, like the truth about our environment today's? Mm-hmm.
So um, I think education about environment
Mm-hmm.
should start at the early ages since primary school. Um, and I can tell you about my experience that in Italy we didn't had
Mm-hmm.
any lessons about climate climate change, especially, which is the main topic nowadays. We had classes regarding earth science, so like
Mm-hmm.
microbiology and like the physics of our earth. Um, but about environmental issues, this was lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yes, I, I really think that it's necessary to introduce environmental education since early ages.
Yes, that's right. That's also happens to Indonesians itself. We don't have like a proper educations about environment itself. So many people didn't know what is the problem of our natures. That's really sad, by the way, right? Uh-huh. And maybe
Yeah.
for the next, what is environment issues in your own perspective, and also the main environment problem today that face in your own country, or maybe as a globally? Can you tell me, please?
Yes. So this is a very big question, I must say, but so globally speaking, we know that there are six main causes that are enhancing climate change.
Mm-hmm.
So I will briefly explain all of them, but yeah, I will then focus a bit more on the waste management part. So these six main causes are first of all dirty energy.
Mm-hmm.
Researchers have found that 45% of the greenhouse gases
Mm-hmm.
is coming from dirty energies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is a very big issue because we are still using fossil fuels.
Yes.
Um, and yes, and this causes very big problems from the extraction of fossil fuels to the actual use. Causes serious environmental problems. The second of all, which is a follow-up of dirty energy, is dirty transportation.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we should introduce in our society renewable energy sources to power our buses, our train.
Mm-hmm.
And for renewable energy sources, I mean sources from as example, the wind. It has really, it has a strong power. In the Netherlands,
Yes.
we use a lot of wind power to
Mm-hmm.
produce electricity. But as well for Indonesia could be good solar panels.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, great.
There are a lots of solutions for clean energy. We must start introducing them in our economy and society. The third one is the activity of industries. Industries is also one of the main causes which are enhancing climate change.
Mm-hmm.
From greenhouse gases emissions to waste management as well, and to wastewater treatment. As example, the fashion industry has a big impact on our water quality.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth global issue is deforestation. Deforestation, sorry.
Okay.
Yes, deforestation is a real problem nowadays, especially in Indonesia. I remember when I arrived in Jakarta, I couldn't fly to Pekanbaru due to fire,
Mm.
which were causing to the forest.
Yes, right.
Yes. And then as well we have unsustainable agriculture, which as well causes lots of resources, usage of resources, land usage. And the last one, as I told you, is a bad waste management.
Okay. Okay, great, amazing. And then maybe spending what you exactly you are doing in Indonesia. Like you already mentioned, like you have a project in 5 months, right? Uh-huh. And from the time that you spend in Indonesia, how do you see like the problem of environmental in Indonesia itself?
Yes. So my research was about the waste management. I can tell you more about that and what I've seen. So one of the main problems that I've seen about the waste management is that waste that is collected from every city ends up in landfills. So I had the opportunity to visit many landfill sites, as well the Bank in Jakarta. And the thing that really can have your attention is that you see these big mountains, 20, 30 meters high of only waste. And this waste, which is left in open air, is emitting greenhouse gases.
Yes.
This is contributing to global warming as well. I notice also that many, like when waste is left, is exposed to heat, it tends to have a liquid which is called leakage.
Yeah.
And this liquid can enter the soil and pollute the soil, as well pollute the water system in the nearby. So this is one of the biggest problem that I've seen during my research. But as well, I noticed that many Indonesian people are not aware of the consequences of
Yes.
bad waste management. I remember I was walking on the street and it was full of waste along the streets, and people even burning the waste. And so this was very very on, it remained on my heart, how can I say.
Yes, definitely. And
Yes.
and that's really like inspiring what you're saying to us. Like you just say the reality what happened in Indonesia. So that's why we are, as a media, we are like saying about the environment issues again and again, so people like Indonesians people will aware of this kind of issues. Like this is important, like what happened in our environment today is like we have to take care of our earth, right?
Yes, that
Uh-huh.
is true. All of us.
Yes, definitely. So, the role of youth in creating environment awareness, like we have known about the Greta Thunbergs that like facing us, like saying to us, this is important issues, and I think after like several activists that concerns about environment issues as a young generations, it makes people really like aware about these issues. And what do you think about the role of youth itself to spreading the awareness?
So young generation is our future. And they have a really important role in spreading awareness. Especially young generation can now educate their parents
Yeah.
on how to change their attitudes, everyday behavior regarding the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And coming back also from the education, if the young generation is being educated at school,
Mm-hmm.
it is also a stronger awareness that every child will have this awareness in their self, and it will come also spontaneous to teach their parents or the people around them, look, maybe if you do in this way, it's better for the environment instead of. So yes, young generation have a very big power on spreading awareness.
Yes, great, amazing. And then maybe from your like a point of view, how the youth generations can participate to environment issues and also to protect the natures from a big movement until a small actions every day.
Yes, so I do maybe from my research on waste management. So looking from small actions of every day, we all can start from thinking about what are we buying and what is the consequences if I buy this certain product, how at the end this waste will be treated, or how I will produce waste, because at the end each of us is producing waste every day. So one of the biggest example I can give you is to avoid single-use plastic. Instead of using plastic cups in plastic cutleries, but as well packagings. For example, I see vegetables with plastic packagings. So maybe I choose to buy vegetables from the market, or as well bringing your own bag to go to grocery instead of buying plastic bags. There are many examples. I also remember from Pekanbaru, I met some environmental students, and instead of using plastic straws in bars, they were bringing their own metal straws. And when they were ordering their coffee or tea, they were immediately saying to the waiters, please don't bring me any straw. Yes, so one of the first point will be to avoid single use of plastics. Yes.
Okay, great. Amazing. And then what kind of change you felt that after you now become a student of environment science, and now you already understands about what is the problem of our natures, and what changed like in your lifestyle or anything? Can you share with us? Maybe people will inspire with what change that you do.
Yes, so there are lots of changes to do. I've seen my classmates. Most of them have become vegan or vegetarian in order to avoid meat consumption. But why? Also because of greenhouse gases emission, but mostly because of resource usage. As I told you before, unsustainable agriculture is a big issue nowadays, and ensuring food security to everybody is as well a big issue, a global issue. So many of my classmates have become vegetarian and vegan. I'm still consuming meat, not not as much as before, maybe once per week.
Okay.
I also choose to buy local products instead of exported products.
Great.
So yeah, whenever is possible, I go to the market and buy local fruits and local vegetables. But you know, in Netherlands there are not many options. But yeah, as well, for example, when I go to school, I travel by bike. I don't use any motor or cars. Um, so I avoid to use um, yeah, not clean transportation. I prefer to walk instead of using the motorbike, or even I sometimes, if I'm tired, I will use public transportation. In the Netherlands, fortunately, the public transportation is getting more sustainable. So yeah. As well, there are small things that every one of us can do. So when going out from the home or from the class or every place, to just have a look for if there are any lights on, I will turn them off. The air conditioner, if there is nobody in the room, I will turn off the air conditioner. Yes, these are small actions that all of us can do if we think about it. Also, the usage of water. When I have a shower, I turn off the water. When I have to put the shampoo, I think about, okay, I will not use too much water. It is just a thing of consciousness. If in every small actions, actually, if we think about, okay, can this have an impact on our environment? Maybe yes. So what could I do? Yes, these are some small examples.
Yeah, so you already doing like the small step to be a more eco lifestyle in your life. Like you are using less water, like less electricity when you can't, and also eating more less meat, like red meat, and that's amazing. That's really great changes that maybe this is like a match, like a message or your calls that you have for the young generations and also our listeners right now, what we can change right now. Exactly. Yes, please.
What we can change is our our attitudes that we have towards the environment. We must think that our environment is our home, our earth is our home, and if we continue to pollute, we are gonna end up living in a dirty home. This a pleasure for all of us? If we start thinking in a way that also the environment is a living organism as well, like as us, plants can breathe. The ocean is full of living organisms, and if we think that we are disrupting their environment as well, and this has all these impacts have an influence on humans. For example, just a small example, I've also seen, like, I really enjoy swimming and going to the beach. So nowadays I've noticed many waste as well in our oceans and in the sea. I was going with my glasses underwater and looking at the fishes, and and these fishes were eating the small plastics
Oh my God.
because they are looking for food, and they are not aware if this is a food or not, so they try. I was seeing that these fishes are eating plastic, and afterwards we are eating those fishes. So it's all a chain that at the end will own bad effect also on humans. So it is just a matter of before doing something is to think. For example, I eat a sandwich, I will not throw away the paper on the street. I will think about it. Oh, if I throw the paper on the street, tomorrow I will pass by and there will be 10 papers. And maybe the day after tomorrow, a chicken is going to eat these papers, and then I will eat the chicken. There are many. Yeah, the message I want to leave is that we must think about our actions and try to change our attitudes, that we are used to behave like that because we are living in a world that we can have everything now, and to be comfortable, we invented single-use plastics and all these things to live comfortably. But is this good for our environment, and is this good for ourselves as well?
Yes.
So yeah, this is the message I would like to leave.
Okay, really amazing. And that was the last questions that we have for you today. So I really want to say thank you for your time, like for all the things that you have been said to us. There is so many lessons that we can learn for what you do, and also your calls to our young generations, and also the people that listen to this interview. And then maybe I think that's all about our interview. Like, I really thank you, Kate, for your time. Uh-huh. Or maybe you can you have like some message for me, or exactly to our media, to Great Radio, etc. And yeah, please.
Yes, I wanted to tell you thank you very much for this opportunity. I was really happy to participate. Thank you very
And
much.
thank you so much, Kate. I'm sorry for like waking you in the morning for this interview, and I really thank you for your word and what you like. Yeah, thank you. Bye. See you next time, Kate.
Bye, Olivia.